Hi, it's Dr. Betty Robin with the Dentistry Rising podcast. You guys probably know me as a dental practice sale broker from Orange County, California, or as a dental attorney from Tustin. I've started this podcast to really try to help you do better in your practices quicker and let you know what I think are the secrets to success in dental practice. I've owned 3 different dental practices, 2 that I operated myself and 1 was associate run. And I've also had thousands of clients as dentists. So I have a clue on what works and what doesn't work. So I hope this is helpful and happy listening. Hi, you guys. Happy Monday. Today I'm going to talk about an employment law question. So before we get going, I want to emphasize that I'm not your attorney. I don't represent you in any fashion. So if you are having employment law issues or this issue exactly, I absolutely recommend you consult an employment law attorney. Employment law is probably one of the most difficult areas of the law because there are so many overlapping laws. There's federal laws, state laws, statutes, case law, county law, city laws. I mean, it's very, very complicated. So I would consult an attorney as opposed to a trade association or anybody else who thinks they do employment law, but they're not attorneys. So a word to the wise. The question I'm going to address today is that final paycheck. Like I said, I get this question a lot, probably a couple times a month. So we're going to talk about it. There's really just a couple scenarios. One is the employee gives you 2-week notice or some kind of notice that they're leaving. Second, the employee walks out. Same day, just walks out. Third, you terminate an employee and don't give them notice. So you terminate them and they need to be gone that day. So that leads us to termination with notice and termination or separation, however you want to put it, without notice. So if you have notice, either which means the employee gave you notice that they're going to leave, or you terminated someone but allowed or required that they work out the rest of the week, then you must pay the employee all monies that you owe them on their last day. Now, you also have to pay them in the form that you usually pay them. For most dental offices, that's by direct deposit. And if that's the case with you, then you must direct deposit the full amount you owe them on their last day. It doesn't matter that it doesn't coincide with your payroll. It doesn't matter that you have to do a separate payroll. None of that inconvenience to you matters. Okay, so next scenario is somebody walks out. Say, this is my last day, I'm out of here. In that case, you have 72 hours to pay the employee. Same deal. You've got to pay them in the same way that they're usually paid. And for most of you, again, that's direct deposit. Now, lots of doctors terminate someone on Thursday, which might be their last day of work for the week. And then they tell the employee, well, come by the office on Monday or Tuesday. We'll have the check ready for you. Not okay, and subjects you to waiting time penalties, which means the employee continues to get paid until they have their check. And that additional money you then owe them is without deductions to the employee. It's a true penalty. That's true up to 30 days, and then there are additional penalties on you. So some people, like I said, because it's not a normal payroll, they like to write a manual check, but they don't manage to get that done on the date of termination. Not okay unless you want to pay them a whole lot more than you already owe them. Okay, you got that? Okay, 3 other scenarios we're going to talk about that come up, which is withholds for uniforms, withholds for breakage of something, and payroll withholds for for loans or for money the employee might owe you. So, number one, withholds for uniforms. Not okay. You cannot withhold a paycheck or any part of it until an employee brings back uniforms or anything else that you may think they need to bring back. Second, employee loans. Some of you guys, and it's usually guys, I have to say, loan your employees money, maybe for a down payment on a car or a security deposit on an apartment, whatever it is. You loan your employee money. You may have them sign something that says, I can withhold this much X amount out of your paycheck every 2 weeks, and I can withhold the total amount out of any final check. Not legal. So if you've been, I don't want to say dumb enough, but dumb enough to loan employees money, you can't withhold that money. I mean, you're not a bank. Have the employee go to a bank. What you can do that might work, initially, if you're going to do this anyhow, is have the employee sign a promissory note, a legal promissory note, and then have them pay you out of a personal check to you. Just leave the payroll component out of it altogether, and you have a much better chance of, I don't know if you have a better chance of collecting your money, but at least you're not doing things that aren't legal as to payroll. Number 3, employee breakage. If an employee breaks something negligently, it's part of doing business. You cannot withhold any amount for a breakage out of a final check or out of any check for that matter. The only exception to that would be if an employee intentionally breaks something, like right in front of you and says, screw you, and breaks your whatever it is. And still, I think that would be a hard argument that you might lose. So bottom line, I'm talking to the doctors here that are in California. Employees pretty much always win. So you have to pay them on their last date by the means that you usually pay them or that they ask you to pay them. Second, you can't really do any withholds from paychecks unless they're for insurance or 401 or retirement plan contributions. But you cannot withhold for employee breakages, employee uniforms, or money employee might owe you. So I hope this clears up this issue for some of you. But again, if you are having employment issues, please, please, please spend the money and the time consulting an employment law attorney. This is not an area of the law that you want to mess around with. All right, have fun. Talk to you soon. Dr. Betty Robin. Please subscribe on iTunes so we can get better and better at helping you make your practice dreams come true.